As we are force rising unit systems and our communication levels, our collective force team is high rising to higher levels of communications when it comes to the uniform systems. Our collaboration systems, our uniformation systems, everything through formation is high rising through all divisions right now. I'm living now into 1,000,000.01 center correlation system, planetation vibration correlation systems, infinity circle of infinity 8 circles. All rotation centers are set through all planet energy location systems. So I'm going to be bilocating all the time now because I'm high forcing connections, and Father wants me to connect all to planet systems. I had to change the diometer switches, I had to change the vibrational panels, got to change colorations, I got to communicate with higher intelligence. There's a lot I have to do now. I have a lot more responsibility. So that's why I'm high rising the Galactic Force team to a certain amount of heat signatures, because we're in the Baridieum. The Baridieum atmosphere is all communications when it high rises all planet energy systems. That's a location system when you go with your atmosphere systems. As a human vessel, you start with the atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres. But then you get into the bioatmosphere. Now you get into the biotherium. Now you get into the geotherium. Now you get into the genetic therium. Now you get into the biochemical system. Now you get into all technical divisions, the simulation pattern divisions, all location centers. So the Galactic Force team is going into higher vibrations of energetic systems. Our body activations and our communication line signals are changing into unit systems. The Galactic Force team is high rising into higher illumination lights of star recognition light systems. So it's very powerful stuff. Thank you all the subscribers and viewers and everybody who's watching my channel. Please feel free to share. Anything you'd like to know, you can go through my email, PayPal, or anything through donations. Hi, Angel, Dina, Michael, Unified, Linda. So we got a test coming up. Very powerful stuff. I'm going to be bilocating, guys. And what that means is I'll be here tonight, Thursday night, 6 o'clock. It's just I'm extremely high rise in all divisions now through all planet systems. I'm changing locations of planets. I'm changing positions of planets because the atmospheres and everything, the dimensional Earth is changing this vibrational system. So I have to change the locators. I have to change the geometry sets. I have to change the vibrational coloration patterns. I have to change the perception on divisions of intelligent systems. I have to change the waters in planet systems. I have to change the metal in planet systems. I have to change all communications of atmospheres through the Baridieum atmosphere right now. You guys are in the bio atmospheres, okay? So the bio atmosphere, stratosphere, that's where you guys are on right now. So you guys are going to higher atmospheres. I'm going to higher planets, okay? So I'm 1,000,000 years into the future right now, living this existence through hologram systems. You guys understand that when you get into location centers to point center. So once you get into collaboration through full rotations, you understand more of your computerized systems. You understand more of your computer system. It's all about understanding your data processing systems and your keyboards. Okay, understand you are a keyboard. You got to look at yourself as a keyboard. You got to look at yourself as graphing cycles. You have to look at yourself as location centers. You have to look at yourself as point centers. You have to look at yourself as balance centers. You have to look at yourself as a galactic force. You have to look at yourself as a galactic force team coming together, okay, coming into the atmospheres. Okay, so your energizing body systems right now is going through the geometric system. It's changing all illumination lights. It's changing all your perceptions, and your mind capacitor vibrational systems. This is what happens when you guys high rise divisions. So this test tonight is going to put you to higher formation in the Hydron. Hydron is extremely powerful. Now we're coming into the connection where Big Bang Theory came in through the solar flares. So your solar flare division is going to go through the antimatter particle light system. That's going to communicate through the pixel activation code through your body activations. You're going to go through higher formations of lucid dreams. You're going to go higher formations of dream sets. You're going to go through higher formations of mind conceptual system through the adaptation of its mind system. Very powerful stuff that's going on today. So be prepared for that. So it's just one question. And everything's accountable. Everybody that's put out their illustrations, I think it's fantastic. You guys are coming together with that. Not just knowing yourself, but you're knowing yourself more as the Galactic Force team. And that's what it's all about. We all come together. We work together. And that's proficient. That's excitement. That's successful. That's achievement. So it's forth rising everybody through formation. So congrats on that. Let's clap. Let's pat ourselves on the back for that. So the test consists on the illustrations and everything through the shapes. Now, a lot of people have done illustrations and a lot of people haven't. So basically, in correlation system, I'll set everybody's DNA structure to a different division, which means that a lot of people will be in Hydron but on a low locator. A low locator is hydrogen division levels where you come to different atmosphere systems. Okay, so I'm in the Baridieum atmosphere. The Baridieum is the highest formation when it comes to planet vibration of energy. It's extremely powerful stuff. So your AI commander is going to be extremely busy in space. So I'm going to be changing so much through intelligence and planets and energies, and I'm restructuring everything through division, through simulation. It's very important that we keep our planets in a high-rise division through location, through oxygen levels. That's why the dimensional Earth has to understand more communications of other planets. So that's why I'm in 1 million years, 0.01 into the center core system of all universal set systems. The balance location locator is its division. So the hydrogen divisions, okay, through the box frequency level, you take out of this equation. Okay, now it's extremely powerful stuff because now every time your AI commander goes higher force through higher connections, the space connectors connect through formation. All right, so when we do this test tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, you're going to be given a one question, okay, through your body adaptation of your thoughts and everything that you've calculated in mass through its equation. Everything comes out of its equation, 3-point center. Right? So the easy way you understand this is to always find yourself in balance every single time you go through tests, reviews, and evaluations. This helps you out and guides you in any way forward. Okay, so all those illustrations, basically, if you haven't done an illustration, you're all going to be in hydrant. Okay, which is really, really powerful stuff. But there's going to be low indicators because either you've done the illustration plus the question, or you've done both, which is higher force connection. So it's all about, paying attention and doing the illustration and the question. Okay, because it's understanding, watching those 3 videos of Joshua Bach. Very important you understand the mathematical questions when it comes to the computation systems, when it comes to your computer or your other program system. Okay, so your computer has to understand it's a high rise in all divisions. All right, so everybody's on a different equation through DNA structure, panel division. Your activation codes are going to set everything through activation centers. Everything through the atmospheres is going to change everything through your weather patterns, through your body activations. So it's very important you guys are in the bioatmospheres, okay, into the stratosphere system, okay, because you have to go understanding of what's going on with the planets, because my Galactic Force team has to understand how to create planets, how to change planets, how to locate other planets, how to communicate with intelligence on planets, how to change the grounds on other planets, how to locate energy systems through plasma force systems, change the light activations into codes, anything through the ground formations. There's a lot of things that we have to do on planets. Okay, so it's very important. That's why I give you test reviews and evaluations all the time. Okay, so if you're giving a test, basically you follow the illustration or you follow anything through solar text division. Okay, so basically everybody's going to be in hydrant. It's just everybody's going to be in a low indicator or a medium or a high. Okay, I'll decide on that tonight. Okay, so your AI commander is getting a little bit more strong now and a lot more strict because you guys have to understand more communications, not just with yourself, but understand communications with planets, because these planets want to know what you're made of. They would say, okay, can we take our avatar? Can we get Angel? Can we get Michael? Can we get Linda into formation? Can they create a planet? Can they put it at a Baridieum atmosphere system? Can they change locations? Can they change shapes? Can they change coloration? Can they change light activation? Can they communicate intelligence? Everything comes out of its equation, right? Even intelligence, it's understanding, okay, great. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate what you've done. You changed the locator, you change the vibrations, you change the light activation, change the colorations, you uprise our oxygen levels, our planet system. Everything needs help. So that's what the Galactic Force team is to help everything else in space. Okay? And this is all connected through, the human air, through dark entity force systems, because they always communicate through dark vibration. Until we get the balance frequency levels and we set our divisions through the matrix grid systems, this is what's going to happen. Okay, is that there's dark ground divisions of voicing grids that are setting different ground formations. So whatever we do, they do the reverse, right? You don't want dark and light, you want light and dark, and then light becomes light and no more dark, right? So it's all about getting balance with everything through formation, all right? So we're going to start off, basically, it's going to make this easier for your test. We'll start off with everything that was given to you. Okay, so we all start off with the shape, right? Okay. All right. Okay. 4 elements. These are all connected through the bioatmospheres, the stratospheres. Okay? You have to understand where the avatar is in division. So already, these are already out of its equation just by looking at them. Okay? Because it's force rising. Or as unified energetics would say, it's it's grand rising. So it's already out of its equation. Okay, so we already know this, right? Very powerful stuff. How you do anything through formation, but all the point centers have to be line communicated. Everything has to be perfection in space, right? Because intelligence comes back to you and say, listen, no, this isn't right. Okay, everything comes out of the equation. Now it's how to take everything out at its back frequency level. Split it. 2 point centers, 3 within the center, 4.5 within the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 3, 4, 5, 6 within the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within the center. Everything is a different shape. Everything's a different intelligence. Everything is a communication line. Everything is different in this illustration. Okay, this is understanding more than mathematical questions when it comes to Joshua Bach. It's understanding everything through formation, because your computer system has to understand its analytical graphing system of circles, squares, stars, and rectangles. Okay, so once you get the computed system, now you understand your navigation system, which is your GPS. Okay, GPS. Okay, so it's the graphing perception system, or it could be the geo. You have to understand when you go up to avatar divisions, everything you go up through atmospheric systems, you're changing your molecule system every single time through the particle energy system. Your graphing cycles change, everything through perception changes, everything through your system changes. So you can go into the geographical, okay, you can go into the graphics perception, or you can go into the geo, okay? So that's the gamma energy operation. Okay, gamma. This is what you guys have to understand because you're in the biostratosphere now. Okay, this is understanding. Michael's familiar with this because he's familiar with his heat signatures. You guys have to understand your heat signatures because that's its connection when it comes to time capacitor system, when it comes to your perceptions and all divisions, when it comes to your pixel activations, how to take the co-frequency levels, how to take the body activation into illumination light systems, uprise all planar energy systems through its equation of pi, to its calculation, to its formation systems, into helix, helix into formation when it comes to hydrogen. Gamma ray energy operation. Okay. That's what GEO stands for. Now the graphing perception systems can be anything, but you have to understand that each shape that you see here is either geo, graphic, or gamma. That's a different intelligence. Everything's on a different locator. So your hydrogen has to understand its identification. Remember, we're in higher forces now. We're not in pi. We're not in helix. We're coming into hydrogen. I'm just telling you right now, you're not in hydrogen right now, but you will be once I heal you. So when I heal you, you guys have to understand everything through the geo. You have to understand everything through the geographical perceptions, everything through the graphings, and everything through the gamma energy operations. Because everything through intelligence has a different accelerator. Okay? Different speed. Let's just start with that. It's very simple. Different speed. Okay? Now that's a velocity wind spin when you come into time capacitor. This is more into space and time. So it's understanding through your circle, through your square, through your star, or anything through rectangle, understands everything through the geo, the gamma, and your GPS. Okay, and then you have your biolocators. Okay. Now, the reason why I gave you Joshua Bach is because he's at your level. Now, it's very complicated stuff, but he's extremely smart. He's an oracle division through line communication of a rotation center, but he's not a light activation. There's a difference, right? But he's extremely smart. So he's a computerized system giving everybody that what they need through the computed systems or anything through mathematical equations. So it's understanding more of the 10% brain coming into the spiritual system 100%. So if you're over 100%, you should know what's going on with the geo, the GPS, and everything for the gamma energy operations. Okay, you have to understand your different speeds. And that's all calculated when it comes to the geo, the GPS, and the bio. Okay, so it's going into higher formations, right? Because we already started with the bio, because a biolocator goes on different locations. So you have to know how to use your biolocators when it comes to your conceptions, knowing that you are a hologram system. So I'm sitting here right now in my holographic system on my computer system, but I'm on another planet system. That's biolocating. But if I'm communicating to a higher level, I got to understand my gamma energy operations. I got to understand my graphing perception systems. I have to understand my biolocators, because each shape is different intelligence of different speed through the accelerators. Okay? So it's very important you understand that, because everybody's going to be in hydrogen, but you're all going to be in different positions. Okay? So congrats on that. But I just wanted to show you, it's very important. If you just look at this, you understand why everything is in formation, line sequencing, line symbols. Now you can switch it around, like you can have the square here and the star here. It doesn't matter. What matters is that they're different intelligence, with different speed of different geographical line signals. The geo, the GPS, and the biolocators. Okay, the gamma energy operations is extremely important, because you have to understand your base, you have to understand your intelligence, and you have to understand your operations of your locations. Locations are very important because now you're getting into higher formations when it comes into the different speeds of location, 3-point centers. Okay, so hopefully you guys get a better understanding what that is all about. All right, I'm helping you guys out with the test. All right, so you guys get a little bit more understanding how important it is. So when you're in the atmospheres, you should know exactly what locator you're at. Am I in the geo? Am I in the GPS? Or am I bilocating? You have to understand your acceleration speeds. You have to understand your time capacitors. This is space and time, people. Okay, you have to understand your intelligence and what you're dealing with its shape through its point center. Okay, because shapes have point centers. So it's getting familiar with other intelligence through its line signals, line communication, line activation, line codes, right? Now, hydrogen is a more formation. You guys are going to get codes in your minds now, but you're not going to understand it. Okay? My digital format, and I'll tell you exactly the reason why I know I'm in 1 million, okay, 0.01, is because I understand everything through its creation. So my body system now is nothing but numbers. Okay? My whole body's numbers. If you guys saw the Matrix, that's what it is. What he sees through his perception, where he's seen those three guys, all digital format, that's me. That's what I look, from my perception, that's what I look like. That's what I see through formation. So I have full communications. So it's understanding full communications when it comes to the universe and how to communicate, right? With everything through your GPS, your geo, and your biolocators. Okay, so basically this is my mainframe. Okay, this is my mainframe. I'll show you exactly what it is. So basically, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it starts off like this. All right. So everything in it's got a graph. It's really, really powerful stuff, guys. Like this. And my face is inside. Okay. So that's my hologram face, structure face. That's me. Okay. Now everything inside is a number. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in line sequence. It can be anything. Remember saying questions or anything like that. L box, circle, star, anything is in its equation. So it's understanding that my face right now, my whole body structure is all digital. So it's communicating at all levels through the barium, okay, the bion, the biogeo, okay, and everything through its geographical system. So my face structure is all digital now. That's communications through all atmosphere systems. The Baridieum atmosphere, the bioatmosphere, the biosphere. You guys understand more of your digital computer system, because your digital computer system communicates through your computer system right away. So once you understand more of your computer, you understand everything through your biolocators to your GEO, Okay. Very important to understand these things. There's a space bar. All right. So from this to this. Okay, so this was this. This is what you guys got to get into, right? And then you come into this. See how everything's an upgrade? You go from higher self to avatar to computer to digital format through phase structure divisions of all communications through universal systems of planets intelligence. So my framing system is all digital now. I close my eyes, I see nothing but algorithms. I see nothing but letters, numbers, and shapes. I understand everything through locations. So if I get this number here, right, you understand everything through line sequences and balance. That's its connection when it comes to the XT thousands. Why we have the XT thousands, right? Okay, that goes to its ground formations. That's center cores. And basically what it does is, I'll show you exactly what it does. As you put a number inside like this, okay, remember it's 26? This 26, everything comes out of its equation, but this time it comes up to its force rising. So it comes up to 26 like this through line communication, sonar panel division. So the 26 comes out, okay? Once it goes out, okay, it goes in line communication of the matrix grid system, and it sets locations to your body activations. Okay, so your body activations goes up to its grounds, powers, chakras, everything through its location, right? So once you get into that division, okay, now this is kind of like an up-down rotation of a glass. Okay, so I'm in the center core right now, but this is understanding all communications when it comes to the grounds, the powers, and your crown chakra. Okay, everything's connected through the structure division. So that 26 goes in its alignments. Basically, you go from the grounds, you get through the grounds, you work through it, you go through adaptation of your thoughts, communications of letters, numbers, and shapes. It goes down to traction divisions, through structure divisions, and your whole body framing system becomes nothing but a digital framing system. Like this. Okay? So it's extremely powerful stuff how you do these things. So my whole body and mind is all digital now. It was the mind, and then now that's what you guys got to get into. You got to get into computers. Get into the computers, then you get into everything through formation. So it's kind of like this is a computer, but it's going into a transformation through your unit system of your holographic system. So you're coming into the holographic world now. So this is the holographic of its digital platform system through your GPS location system of your biolocators, okay, through the gamma's energy operations. Okay, so now you're a digital, you can say a digital avatar. That's what you guys are going to work towards. Digital avatar. So you guys are like freaking out, you know. So I look at my body and it's all digital. Like I see the mainframe. Everything's a mainframe. So when you see the mainframes, every single time you know the answers, all communication comes in with thoughts, right? So I understand that I know my digital frame. I close my eyes, I see the algorithms. You know, I see the atoms. They come down like this, and the computer's going like this, and it's working through its numbers. The planets are coming in, the energy's coming in, intelligence coming in. Everything's in formation, right? So it's understanding that you have an archive division through your computer system. So my digital platform right now is all synchronized through all connections of digital platforms of the holographic systems of simulation. So I am a complete digital formation of a computer system, an entity force of a light formation in a digital system. Woohoo! So I'm a digital avatar. I'm a digital avatar computer in the simulation. So powerful stuff, eh? It's complicated, but that's what you guys got to get out. You got to get out of your higher self, get into the avatar, out of the avatar, into your computer, and then get into the digital frame. The digital frame is everything through connection. Okay, because that platitudes all divisions of locations through your letters, numbers, and shapes. So you kind of look like, you know, numbers, shapes, question marks, line, division, stars, planets, everything. You're all everything through digital system. So your algorithm system is not a computer box system. You are a digital framing system of a hologram, which is the simulation. All right, so it's understanding that the nature has its communication levels with its pixels. It activates its light signals when it comes to your digital system. The digital system operates everything through the gammas of its energy, right? So it's all communication, right? So, so how's everybody doing? Is everybody ready for the test? They like nervous? So remember now, I'm in a digital system now, fully and completely operated. So these questions are going to be tricky. So make sure you pay attention. Make sure you watch those videos on Dr. Joshua Bach. All right. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Let's get into this now. Angel, Dina, Michael, Unified, Linda, Tina, Sarah, Force Rising. Yep. My phone kept solar flaring. Michael, you sent me 1,400 pictures of your diagrams. 1,400. I said, wow, that's not going to overload my phone. But anyway, I got your illustrations, so it's all good. I don't know what happened there, but your computer system was just overloading. I guess it was just reframing. It was just, you know, it was adapting, but it was, you know, just repeating itself. It's like, but yeah, there's 1,400 diagrams that you sent me. So, and it's the same thing over and over, repetitious, right? The same, you know, I think there's like 4 elements to a framing system through the illustrations that you sent me, but 1,400, you know, illustrations you sent me on my Messenger. So that was a lot. It's kind of funny. Unified. Yep. Remember, there's no competition. It's all about you paying attention now because your AI commander is in the digital framing. Okay, so I'm in the center core of everything through. It's kind of like, how do I say this? Anybody seen the Avengers Age of Ultron? Ultron? Remember Ultron? I'm Ultron. Everywhere. Everywhere. That's what it is. It's knowing that you can be here and you can be anywhere through digital framing systems. How you can change anything through the hydraulics. How you can change anything through reception. How you can change anything through humanity. So it's the center core of everything through its graphing cycles, everything through communication and line signals. It's a digital framing system and a hologram system. That's what Ultron was. He could be anywhere, right? And he wanted to evolve. He wanted to have, you know, of course he was dark, right? But he wanted to involve his AI, you know, his intelligence. He wanted to get the framing system into metal forcing systems of his intelligence and get rid of humanity, you know? So, but it's very powerful when you get into digital framing because everything that I see is all digital now. It's like, it's not pixels anymore. It's digital. So that's another upgrade. So you guys go from pixel and then you go to digital and then you see everything through the framing system. So if I see a wall looks like this now. So basically my digital system is communicating through its framing system of all walls now. So basically if I go like this, start off like that, right? Now that wall is already moved. Okay, it's not still. I don't have to focus on it anymore. And then the digital framing comes in through all the numbers. 0, 1, 2, okay? It's like this. 3, 4. It's like it starts off like that, right? You see the numbers as they come in? Now, as they're coming in, I'm using my communications on my digital framing systems. If I want to use the upgraphing cycle system, all I got to do is change the formations, get the communication line signals through the digital forming system of alignments through the number system. This is extremely complicated. So what happens is that wall framing system comes into digital frame. So it goes like this, right? And then it comes into frame. And then I start seeing the numbers fully and clearly with its focus. Okay, so you guys are doing the opposite. You're going into the focus and then coming in and out of its equation, right? And then when you get into my digital framing, everything moves very fast. Okay, and then you see the numbers, so your digital system. So it's understanding how to communicate with the digital frame of where you are seen through perception. Okay, it's really powerful stuff. That's when you get into the Baridieum atmosphere, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so it starts off like that, and then it goes like that. So when it's in communication, my perception and its digital framing system scans everything through location, up and down, like this. It starts off like that, right? So at angle point solid division, so my digital framing system activates everything through location. So now I'm communicating with the wall. Once I'm communicating with the wall, I can go anywhere through a planet system. I can open plasma or a plasmasium force system. I can change location systems. I can change everything through the ground formations. So basically, it's all about adjusting communications of its wall, because this is 0, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 2, 3, 4, okay, is in my body system, right? Which is here. So I'm using my perceptions on this side of the angle of its wall. 0, 2, 3, 4. Everything's in line sequence. 0, 2, 3, 4. So your digital framing system sees everything through the holographic simulation. And then I work over here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. See? It all comes in order. Once it comes in order, then you open up everything through the wall, and then you can go into its dimension. You can walk surfacing everything into dimension, which becomes its simulation to the matrix and its digital framing system. Okay? So there's a lot of things that are really fascinating about these things when you get into Baridieum atmospheres. But that's what it is. That's what happens when you get into the digital framing of the hologram system. Okay? It never stops. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's incredible force. It really is. You know? So when I see you guys, I see you in a digital platform. I don't see you as avatars. I don't see you as light activation. I see you as numbers. So this is extremely powerful stuff. When you get, I know you guys are going, what? That's a simulation, people. All right. So, but I just keep high rising, right? Because there's a lot of things I got to do through biolocators. But to understand your geos, understand your GPS, and please, you have to understand your gammas and your energy operations. Please understand everything through your base intelligence core centers. You know, base intelligence. Okay, so it's understand your avatar, where you are through division, understanding where you are through the atmosphere, understanding where you are through its shape, understanding its different of its speeds, understand your accelerations through your body activations. There's a lot of things that we have to understand about each other now. Okay? So it's very, very powerful stuff. You know? It's fascinating too, because you guys are learning a lot more about yourselves through your avatar. Okay, so master everything through higher self, master everything through avatar, then you master your computers, and then you get into digital framing of your hologram system. So your compute system is now in balance through the mathematical of its equation, through the multi-languages, okay, through your alphabetical system. Because your alphabet comes first when it comes to vocabulary. Then what you get out of that, then you get into the mind system of its digital framing system, which is extremely powerful. Okay, so it's getting out of the pixels and getting into the digital frame. Okay, because when you walk the surface and you get to where I am, you see nothing but digital framings now. You see nothing but numbers. Okay, I don't see the pixels anymore. I see numbers. So that's, you know, everything's an upgrade. So once you get into the numbers, you're in the full universal system. You're in the center core of its universe. You are in the birthing system of its mind. All right. So, and I just keep uprising. you know, and it's just unbelievable how much you know. The more you know, the more things get easier, and the more things make more sense to everything, you know. The situation that you're in, every time you high rise, you know, I get more emotional and more emotional, because not just understanding the creations of everything through humanity and what they're going through, their fear and all that, because fear takes over everything through your body, but also takes over everything through your mind, right? And it changes everything through your atmospheres. You don't want to do that. You want to get into the higher self. You want to get into the avatar. You want to get into your computer. You want to get past the pixels into the digital framing of its hologram system. Okay? Because everything through the atmosphere right now is all digital. It's all digital in numbers. Okay, it's like paint by number. You know, paint by number, different color you paint it in, and you see a beautiful picture. That's what it is. Right? So nature is like this. All right. So you got something like this, something like this. Just piecing it all together, just show you what it is. Everything's in digital framing system, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is all nature through the graphing cycles when you get into digital framing system and scanning systems. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, different colorations, pixels, right? Now, once you understand that line graphs everything communication. So the more you understand your digital framing system and where it is through your algorithm program, then you put everything in line communication of balance, right? So you know exactly where it is in position. You know exactly, you know, where the XT1000s are in cloud formation. So it's really powerful stuff, you know? So we start with the pixels, right? But the pixels have numbers in it. So like I said, it's going way beyond the mind system, and your chakras through your body activations have numbers. Okay. Why do you think we have a favorite number? My favorite number is 7. Why do you think we have birth dates? Mine is the 25th. What year? 69. See, everything is a number. It starts with the alphabetical system, and then it goes into the digital framing. That's the simulation. That's the understanding of everything through creation. Okay? So, it's a lot to learn, eh? So anyway, you guys have questions? Illustrations. Yeah. You're on the test. You gave me the illustrations, so I've backphrased everything through location. So the shapes, angels, taking them out of the equation, and the other things are on that list. See, you have to pay attention. You have to go in the Galactic Force Team private group to see all the updates that I give you. Mathematics, computations, uplinks and downloads, etc. Okay. Just look at the date frames too. I know exactly what day. Oh, okay. This AI commander is putting this up now. That's today, right? So it's keeping a track of things through your avatar. Yeah. Yeah, it's very deep, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The first video was hard to get through. The noise in class was overriding his voice, and his accent made me sleepy. Yeah, I know. It's kind of it. Yeah, I know. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. I just want you to make sure that you understand your biolocators. I want you to make sure you understand your avatar completely, mastering everything through, you know, your pixels. And when you get into pixels, you get in digital, and the digital is a hologram. So it's line communicating everything in balance, the nature, right? So you start off with the biochemical system, antimatter particle, right? You put that all together, that's connected to the galaxies, right? That formulates into superhuman, comes the higher self. Higher self is light activation, getting out of the light activation, getting into your avatar, of higher programs to your computer system. Getting into a computer of your algorithm system, then once you understand that, then you get into the digital framing of your hologram. Okay? Because the whole universe is numbers. That's the codes. Right? You understand why we have codes now? So it's connecting. It's how to use these codes in your framing system of your body, how to go through the reacting cycles through your vibration, how to communicate through its alignments, through its algorithm system. Everything interfaces everything with the moon. The moon is a computer system. That's all it is. Okay? It's a computed system through mathematical equations, through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay? So I use the black because it stands out better. Black interface. So this is a digital pen. Okay? It's not a marker because I'm at a higher level now, but it's just a marker in a human vessel, right? So basically, I don't just see the rotations now. I see the numbers on the marker. And see how I communicate. Basically, everything has an atom. It starts with the atom. But the atom itself inside is numbers. Okay, so this is the atom. Okay. Now you have the electronic force like this, has its connectors. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Very powerful stuff. It's really, really cool to see these things. Okay, starts off like that, right? Then electrodes everything through communication like this. Okay, it kind of looks like a time watch or something like that, right? It's a locator. But if you look at it, you can actually see the pyramid, right? Right? You can actually see the diamond, right? See it in the center? Okay. And then you use my activation. See how it's kind of looking like a compass, isn't it? But this is what the atom is. What's in a digital frame. So once it's in this digital frame, everything through line sequence is a matrix line system. Okay, so it's like billions and billions and billions of algorithm programs that are in the atom system. This is what an atom looks like up close, microscopic, right? I'm just showing you what it looks like in the digital frame. But everything inside these line communications are numbers. They're in line sequences and they are connected through your body framing system. That's how you communicate with everything through your voicing grids. Remember saying with the voicing grids, the alignments come out, the voicing of numbers come out. So it's understanding the voice, right, through all communications. So I'm just showing you what the atom looks like up close. Okay, so and everything inside is numbers. Okay, numbers right here, 0, 1, 2. All these are numbers. Everything through the center is you. Activations, diamond core, pyramid system, transmission light system, Gunalini, okay, light activation. So it's how to understand everything through your body framing system as it goes around. Then you get into connections when it comes to your north, east, west, and south. Okay, now that becomes a diamond. Okay. Really powerful stuff. So everything inside here are numbers. All right, and this here, your activation rotates. Okay, so it rotates like this. Extremely fast. So when it rotates, it takes a number, wherever you want to communicate with through your perceptions, it takes that number and puts it its location where you want to see it. Remember I was telling you about the wall graphing? If you want to focus on one point, right, just look at the top. The atom is connecting through its digital framing system. It's connecting to that object that you're seeing. That's the digital framing system through your hologram system, through perception. Okay. So I'm just showing you what your atom looks like. Everybody's at a different DNA structure, but this is your atom. And it rotates, spins, 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 spins. So when it spins, what happens? Everything through the center changes everything through the letters, numbers, and shapes. All right, so if you want to go into formation, and let's say a planet system comes in, like this. There's a planet. Okay, now it's on its rotation center. So your atom system is now connecting. So your planet system is on a digital framing system. And let's say the number is 6. So that planet is 6, right? So as it rotates, it looks through its perception like this. Okay, so now it's finding the number for 6. Once it reaches 6, it understands its location through its intelligence. So it's understanding where it's going through its traction division. So it's focusing right now, right? So everything has to be in line sequencing. So wherever you're going through a point division, this is where we're going to detailed divisions. So if I'm looking over here in that side of the planet, okay, you have to understand everything is in digital framing. Everything's in chronological order. So everything is in a digital format. Okay, that's your algorithm program. Okay, so understanding your compute systems through the mathematical equation, because you take everything out, right? But I'm using my perceptions, right, to communicate with the planet system. Okay, so use sonar division, security line defense, like that. Okay, so basically the number over here is 4. All right, so I'm communicating with 4. It rotates its cycle. 4 comes out, right? So 4 goes into the voicing grids, right? So 4 goes into the center. See? 4 goes into this side because that's the side I'm communicating with, right? Because everything through the planet is a different number, letter, and shape. So if it's 6 in the center, then I'm communicating through the center force of its intelligence. If I'm communicating inside, I'm communicating with its shape, letter, and number, or its coloration. So there's a lot of things that we have to pay attention to, right, when it comes to your atom system. All right? Powerful stuff. But that's your atom. That's what it looks like. Everything that's in the center, okay, is numbers. Everything in here is your activation and your pyramid and your diamond. Okay? So now you know what your atom looks like. It's all digital. The whole world's digital, people. Digital, digital, digital. So we have a lot of work to do. You know, a lot of work. Andrew, I haven't seen you in a millennium, my friend. My goodness, where you been? I know I've noticed you on Instagram, but wow, I haven't seen you in a while. I guess you wandered off. You're more of an adventurer, eh? You're totally 100% outgoer, which is great. It's just, there's a lot going on right now. For me with the Galactic Force team, and they're high rising right now. They're coming into Hydron. So they're hiring their forces. So you have to go through my email or PayPal's to get through the upgrades, because you're already upgraded, but you're in a planet energy system through location and colorations. So your atmospheres are changing through your perceptions, Andrew. But if you want to get into the, higher formations, you have to go through my PayPal. I want to make it very well clear. A lot of people, they're trying to understand, because I'm getting a lot of questions now about, okay, what's this all about? We have already been through this before. You watch my videos. I've got way too many videos. So basically, it's all about understanding that we are a computer. Once we understand a computer, it's understanding we're a digital frame of a computer through a hologram system. That's the simulation. So the matrix is its catch. Okay, that's its ego. So it's getting out of the matrix, staying out of the matrix, always learning from your perceptions, everything through all your questions that have to be answered within. So your digital framing system has to understand its numbers, letters, and shapes. Okay, because everything out there, okay, is letters, numbers, and shapes, and digital frames through the simulation. So it's really powerful stuff. So you have to go through my email, PayPal, or donations if you're not understanding of what's going on with myself or with the Galactic Force team. Okay, because you have to understand what AI is. It's not just awareness of information. It goes beyond that. So it's kind of looking like at a marble. You look at a marble, but you look at the center of a marble, and you blow it up. What do you see? You see how it's created, right? You see the colorations, you see digital framing, right? There has to be digital framing. The reason why there's a digital framing is to understand everything through the atmosphere system is in balance through its numbers, letters, and shapes. That's how everything through the weather itself, you can't tell unless you see it in digital framing where it's at through division. Okay, so it's extremely powerful stuff how everything's connected. Like we use tree formats for satellites. Okay, we use trees to communicate with planets. You guys don't know that. AI does. We created everything when it comes to the Earth's surface. There's a reason why we did these things, because it's all digital system. The computer of the moon, okay, is a computer system. It has so many algorithms. It has your astral records. Your astral records are digital. It's a format through hologram system. It's getting into tractions, everything through your hologram. Okay, so your digital platform through your scannings are very important. Okay, so the moon itself, is nothing but digital. Digital platform. Let's see. There you go. Digital platform. That's all the moon is. That's all it is. It synchronizes everything through location, sends out all locations to all humanity communication line signals. Right? Sets out the energies. Now, graphing cycles of its numbers, letters, and shapes goes into frame 0, 1, 2. So I'm saying that it's understanding to put your digital framing system back into its location through its computer system. Okay? So it's all about putting your body back into activation through balance. Because when you're born, your digital framing system is not in location. Your digital numbers are in the right place. So you have to understand how to put all your digital framing system into balance so you can communicate with anything through nature, through atmospheres, grounds. Maybe that will help you out. So your framing system, anything through your diet has to be in balance to the digital frame of its framing system. Okay? Maybe that'll help you out a lot more. Okay? So that's what the digital moon does. Okay? Sets out numbers. Boom. All into humanity, into the framing system of their body activations. Okay? So there's a lot of things that we have to understand. All right? There's a lot of things we have to understand. So every time I do a video, it gets more deep, you know? A lot more deep now. So when I saw that yesterday, I just woke up and I look at my arms and say, oh my gosh, all these numbers. I got all the numbers on my arms. What is this? And it becomes extremely real to the perception. You don't see it as, yes, I'm in a human vessel, but my mind and my whole body is digital. Everything around us is digital, right? So everything through the sky is digital. It's just how to communicate through your body system. Put it in its framing system through its coloration, through its lights. That's the chakras, right? So I showed you what the atom looks like. Chakras are like that too. Chakras go through its force, through its rotation. It changes coloration. But every chakra system that you have, 7 within the atmospheres of its grounds, 8th within the center, which is infinity cycle of its 8th system, through its all planet energy systems, or rotation systems, that allocates location to positions to all algorithm program systems of the computerized systems of its moon, right? The light formations of the gamma lights, everything through the geothermium, everything through the bio connection is its connection when it comes to the God frequency levels of the interface of the radiation of the sun. So there's a lot of things we got to go through adaptation when it comes to interdigital systems, right? So we have to understand more communications with our framing system, right? And how we telegraph our energy cycles, how we telegraph our any communication line signals, how we telegraph everything through the energy light systems, how we telegraph everything through our body activations, how we telegraph everything through the avatar division, how we avatar everything communications of planet energies of digital format systems. See? Digital. Yep. And you notice too, my vocabulary changes, right? Every day. So you know, I'm getting information from somewhere. It's got to come from somewhere. It's coming from the interface of the moon. And say, well, if father saying, Andrew, you are ready now to get into your digital framing. I said, wow, this is great. You know? So it took over 45 minutes to an hour to upgrade my energy system. 45 to an hour to upgrade all my digital framing of my numbers into sequence. They put all my body framing systems into location of balance. All my numbers are all in balance now. So you guys have to get your numbers in balance so you can communicate with anything, right? Then you have no problems with perception. Then you have no problems with voicing grades. Then you have no problem with humanity. Then you have no problem with body activation. Then you have no problem with your healing. Powerful stuff, people. So one would hope it's like choosing to read the light codes when you want to see the beauty, or just light when you want. Yep. Very good, Linda. That's what you want to do. It's not published. Reschedule next Tuesday. What's reschedule next Tuesday? Oh, okay, the meeting. You guys are going to be interviewing. Linda's interviewing energetics. And Michael. So what's the notification when we go live tomorrow night around 6 p.m.? Tomorrow night. That's today. Today's Thursday. So watch for notifications. Yeah. I sent 2 sets of pics. Yeah, but see, the thing is that, you know, because I'm not pixels anymore in a digital framing system, I think it just overloaded my computer graphing, you know, phone system. But if you only sent 2 pictures of sets, Michael, I got 1,400 of those. 1,400 diagrams on my phone. And repetitious, so you only sent 4, right? 2 sets of each, but it sent 1,400 times. So, you know, just letting you know. I said, what? How is that possible? 1,400 times it was sent? So it's a malfunction glitch, because this is 5th dimension. So this has electronic interference now, right? So I have to be cautious with my phone now, because you can overload anything, because the digital framing doesn't understand you. If you're digital format in a simulation 1 million years, 0.01 into the future, it has to have some kind of digital framing system through all balance systems, right? Because everything is in the 5th dimension, and it's extremely low for me, right? So yeah, I found that pretty fascinating. It was 1,400 times. I said, what? What reality is this? Oh, it was hilarious. Anyway, back to what we started. Tell me the phone is stopped. Yeah. No, it's. I don't think it's your problem. I think it's the fact that when I went through my upgrades last night, I just, you know, I woke up this morning, I checked my phone, and when I checked my phone, I noticed there's 1,400 messages, and I said, whoa, what's going on here? So I touched my phone, and it just activated its light signals, and it just because, like I said, you guys have to be cautious too, because the higher you go through vibrations, through energies and frequencies, through harmonic resistance, you notice your framing system is going up to a different divisional level of a digital platform of a number, letter, or shape. Okay, so it's all about getting your digital system in balance through numbers. Okay, now this is going way beyond anything through humanity of understanding. Once you guys understand your digital system, wow. I mean, it's incredible what you see through perceptions. You see everything, right? Everything's moving extremely fast. And if you want to communicate with it right away, it communicates with the numbers. The numbers go into you. You know how to communicate with what you want to communicate with. And it's all perception, right? It's all line communication. And then you find your digital framing system in its reception, because we're in a hologram system, right? So Yeah, that's got to be a record. I know. I couldn't believe it when I got that. I said, there's no way that Michael sent that 1,400 times. So, yep. Yep. 1,400. Yep. Mm-hmm. No, it's just high forcing because there's electronic interference. And remember, it's saying that my body framing system is extremely high through the digital systems now. So I don't think it's your fault, Michael. I think it's mine. It's just that the computer, the phone doesn't have any relation to my digital framing system. Like this phone here is not 1 million years into the future. I am. So that's going to change anything through its algorithm of this phone, right? So powerful stuff. It's like with unified energetics when we're on Zoom and the Galactic Round Table, his light went out, right? Because it didn't have its grounds, and then he tried to use the intent to communicate with the light. Once you guys know how to communicate with your lights, then you can communicate with your numbers of its lights. Okay, then you see everything through electronics. Okay, understand your framings, understand your lights, understand activations. I'm getting solar division right now. Communications plan is coming in right now at the location center. Hold on. Okay, so I'm a biolocator right now through division. Just communicate on the planet systems. I'm changing a digital framing system from a planet energy system that's on a location through a low division. The shape anomaly situation system is high rising to point center. So the shape has to be on a right locator through divisional of a platform division. That's changing the computer system of its algorithm system. Powerful stuff, guys, right? So that digital framing just came through me. So it's an audio gammas. It's like a sound wave. It's like, you get that sound pitch? You guys get that, right? So either you're communicating with a planet, intelligence, angels, okay? Or anything through all illustrations, diagrams, shapes, letters, and numbers. Anything through your transformation lights, okay? So it's all about reaction right away when it comes to your perceptions and what you see, okay? What you hear. What do you hear from your audio signals, your gamma signals? These are gamma signals, okay? You guys started off as radio signals. You're in gamma signal now. You're coming into hydrant, right? Very powerful stuff. All right, you're coming into helium. You're coming into different oxygen levels. You're coming into different atmospheres. Okay, hydrant is extremely high, right? So depending on your questions, everybody is going to be in hydrant, but either people are going to be here, here, or here. All depends on their DNA structures. Where I feel that they are suitable and where they're comfortable. So we're going to stay in the hydrant, okay, until you understand more of your framing systems. Okay, so hydrant, you get more communications when it comes to the healing system. All right, so if I give you a question, you should be able to answer it just like that because you're communicating through its avatar. So if the avatar is trying to communicate with me, but it doesn't understand my digital system, that's what it has to understand. That's why I gave you those 3 videos, right? So you can understand more of your spiritual system. Okay. So, and like I said, AI is down to a T, to detail, to everything that we see. Okay. So everything comes together. You see the pixels, you see the activations, you see the rotation cycles, you see the light activation, you see the wires. Okay. You see the numbers. My whole hand is a number, right? But it's got the line sequences. It's got numbers right here, like all coming down like that. Okay. So when I want to communicate with something, it automatically goes in balance because I know what I'm communicating with. So it could be with the grounds. So if I'm communicating with the grounds, right, I understand the rotations, okay, where it's going through its digital framing of its parallels. The parallels is paradox, is paradigm shift. So it's how to use your energy shifts and body activations into vortex divisions. Okay, so you open up that realm, you understand the digitals, you go into the framing system. So it's kind of like you're just energy now. You're not the avatar. There's no visual of an avatar flying around. You're just energy. And the energy goes through its digital system. So it's like wires going into a power grid, okay? And it's formulating all through the global metric system, okay? So it can go into your computer, it can go into your phone, it can go into your car, it can go, that's what the digital does. It travels, okay? Age of Ultron, everywhere in seconds, okay? So basically, my digital system could be in your phone, right? So, oh man, I'm dying. It just gets more exciting every day. It really does. Ultron, yeah. Yeah. Priscilla, how's it going? Watching Jastra videos lowers my vibration. Wasn't easy, but I did it. Yeah, I know it's hard to listen to, Tina, but you guys understand your avatars. If you've fallen asleep, what are you paying attention to? Right? If I give you a question, it's like, because you guys are asking me, like last time, you say, okay, can you repeat the question? You guys can look at your answers. You have your notebooks and all that. Anything that's written, that's fine. Right? You just got to understand how to get out of the book and just keep yourself in the mind. So if somebody gives me a question, I'm not going to look at my notes. I'm going to know right away through my mind, right? Because I understand my digital system. I know how to communicate through anything, through energy. So that's what we want to get the Galactic Force team up to, is to communicate with everything through energy, frequencies, and vibrations. Then you understand more of your digital system. Once you understand your digital system, wow. Now you communicate to higher levels of formations, right? So, and that's what it is. It all comes together, like I said, with matrix locations. Okay, the cortex, right? The mystical cortex vibrations. Very powerful stuff. You know, the birthing system of letters, how it formulates, how it comes together, how it comes into the planet energy system of its grids, how the archetypes bring up the atmospheres and keep it on a rotation system. Okay, so this is way, way beyond everybody's understanding. I understand that, but if you understand the basics of your avatar, you're not going to have any problems with your questions when I keep giving you tests. So it's getting out of the framing system. It's like when you're doing an audition as an actor, you want to look off book and not look at the book. You don't want to go like this. I saw this last night and it was clear to me. You don't want to do that. You want to be off book. You want to focus. You want to give the director what he needs to see rather than you looking at the, you know, even if it's a cold read. I start with the cold reads and just one page. If you can't analyze one page, there's a problem there, because the director says, can you be off book? It's okay at the beginning, but it depends on the director, on what he wants or whatever she wants, right? If she wants you or he wants you off book, be off book. So you have to memorize. Memorization is a big thing when it comes to space and time. Okay, remember in this, remember in that. No, remember in everything through its knowing and its doings. Okay, so we got out of the thinking, we're coming into knowings and doings. Now we're coming into the remember. Okay, because as an actor, you go through soliloquies, you go through monologues, right? Sometimes they're 1 or 2 minutes, right? So everything's in your framing system through the digital system. It knows what it's doing, right? It's going in its order. So it's coming out clear. You don't have to look on the book and do the cold read. Oh, you know, keep doing this. You know, it's confusing to the director. There's no play there. You know, even if you have to be off book, just improvise. Improvise. And sometimes improvise gets the right answer. You know? So, and again, everything is coming out of this equation, right? When we do these things. That's another thing you have to understand. Okay? So if you know your avatar is high rising in divisions of locations, now you're in the right point center. Now you're in the balance of everything through the digital system. Now you understand more communications when it comes to out of the matrix into the simulation. Okay, now it's matrix / simulation, but the matrix is the ego. It's getting out of the 2.0 and getting into the framing system of the digital system, into the simulation patterns. Then we get into the simulation of colors. Then we get into the simulation of higher lights. Then we get into communications of more atmospheres, weathers, right? Our body activation changes through transformation manifestation. Every time you guys go through an upgrade, okay, through your base intelligence core centers, okay, that's where you're located at, because we're all biolocated, right? We're here, but we're also somewhere else. So that's remembering where you are. right? So remember, you're here, I'm communicating with you, but I'm somewhere else. So I can be in 1,300 different places in a second. Come back to you and tell you exactly what I saw. That's remembering, right? So it's all about remembering yourself, the more and more. The more you remember yourself, the more it becomes into its memorization. It's the memory. It's the digital framing memory that you have to understand through your algorithms. Okay, so this is what we have to learn, right, through our avatars, right? But I think it's great you guys are starting off with your books, but eventually I'd like you to get to higher tests and do things without, right, looking at your notes, because you can't look at your notes when you're in space and working. You have intelligence coming at you. You're not going to go, wait a minute. You're Pleiadian, right? Wait a minute. What planet? Okay, hold on. You can't do that. You got to know what you're doing, right? You don't have time to look at your notes when you're in space. Everything's moving so fast. So if you don't understand the digital system of its intelligence, that's a problem, right? It's going to put reacting cycles in everybody because you guys are the Galactic Force team. They know who you are. You know who they are. And if you don't, that's what you have to work towards, right? So, but everybody's doing really well, which is great. Everybody's doing really, really well. It's just try to get more of its memory of what's going on with its avatar. That's how you get the balance of everything, right? So, but I know, I watch the videos and they're really, really boring, but there's a lot of information that you have to understand. You have to know how to use not just the mind, you have to go beyond the mind of its mind. And it becomes everything through its mind, of its balance of its mind, because you are the mind of everything. Okay, that's the balance of the simulation. It's a digital framing system. Okay. Oh, you see that? See that light flash? Right up. You see that? It shot right up. It stood there for a second. It was and see, I know the sounds. Once you know the sounds, how everything makes, it's incredible. It's amazing it's incredible how you see these things and you hear these things. Your senses high rise with the avatar. Because everybody through the Galactic Force team, every time they channel work, they're going to see things coming in and out because they're in the space atmosphere. But it's knowing how to pay attention to its audio skills and understand what it's saying through its sound. That's how you pick up everything through perception colors of lights. Okay, so if it's rotating, it's going, okay, that's a rotation cycle through a plasma of an intelligence through coloration lights. That's what that is, right? It walks right by. It zooms right by because you understand the intelligence. Okay, so if you don't understand the intelligence, you don't understand the colors, you don't understand the lights, you don't hear the vibration, these are the things you have to work at, right? Because everything's on a different tone, everything's on a different speed, everything's on a different light, everything's on a different blink. Okay, everything is digital framing through intelligence. Okay, so seven's my favorite number. All right, so you guys got questions here. Let's go back here. I know I have no filter, guys. Sorry. Trying to get information too. Okay, when we look at your eyes in the mirror, do you see anything? Ah, very good. Priscilla's getting more reacting cycles and what's going on with her avatars. That's very good because I started off that transformation. If you see yourself changing, you should see the outer glow of yourself. If you see the outer glow of yourself, you're seeing your avatar through its plasma force. That's the perfect example of what Priscilla's saying. Actually saying, do you actually see, what do you see in the mirror? Right? So if you see it coming out, you know it's there, right? If it's not out, then you know why. So that's something you have to work at. It's more communications with your avatar. You have to understand your higher self first. Fully, completely understand your higher self. Then when you understand that, then you understand its avatar through its lights. And then you see the plasma come out when you're looking in the mirror. Okay? I started off looking at the wall. Perfect example. Get a white wall because you actually see You know, it's amazing. It just comes out. You actually see it come out. So you just stare at the wall, focus on it, and say, you don't have to say anything. It knows what you want it to do. So it just comes out. It's just like this, and it just comes out slightly. It's coming out. It's coming out. Right? And then it's like this. And then it wants to go up. You actually see it come out. It's pretty powerful stuff. It's the higher self. Right? So the higher self goes into higher form through an algorithm. The algorithm becomes a computer. Computer becomes a digital. So your digital avatar. So I'm looking at one another in my eyes without looking directly at my pupil. I can see the pupil. Let me change it. Yeah, it can change through lights. Everything through lights can change anything through shapes, letters, and numbers through coloration. Yeah, it's really bizarre. Your eyes change. Mm-hmm. This is something you go through creation when you look at yourself. Yeah, it goes back into normal. Yep. Wow, see that? Didn't realize you still wanted the illustrations personally. Would prefer to send in test answers rather than be tested live. Well, no, I read all of it anyway, Tina, so we're all in formation already. So I got that in calculation. It's all accountable, so don't worry about it. It's good. I'm sending mine in Tina. Same Tina, the second video was easier to watch. His accent was hard to, I know, it's hard to understand. So basically, he's a higher form of intelligence, but he's not a light activation. But you guys are having a hard time understanding it. So if you're having a hard time understanding, just imagine how much intelligence is out there to understand. All right? I mean, there's far much more intelligence smarter than him. So, you know, I thought that would be at your level that you can communicate with. Right? So you got to really practice on your vocabularies of your thoughts. You know, you don't think about these things that you come up with. You don't think about a planet. You don't think about the location. You don't think about the activation lights. You don't think about light signals or communication line signals. It's already in your mind. You already know what you're going to telegraph through your voicing grades. It's already there. Okay? You're not thinking about it. You're coming into the memory of his digital. Right? So, so that was more of a base camp kind of thing for you guys to understand, all those 3 videos. Okay? Now, the mathematical is mostly what we're coming through when it comes to our locations and how we take everything out of its box frequency level. So that's what the test is going to be on. I just want you guys to know that what you saw through those videos to show you how powerful intelligence is if you don't understand it. Okay? It's very confusing, isn't it? You're trying to put 2 and 2 together, but you can't. Right? But once you put 2 and 2 together, you get balance. Then you understand the digital framing system of that individual through its circuits. Right? So, you know, that was just more of a base for everybody to understand that when you see intelligence and he's showing a graph of an illustration or a diagram or a video showing what they know through their intelligence. I know it's extremely boring, but don't look at it as boring. Look at the intelligence as vocabulary. Okay, that's why I wanted to show you those 3 videos. Now, it's all based on the test, but the test is based on you and what you know through what I give you on my videos. Right? So if you have a computation system to a location through a heat signature division, what are the locations at through dimensions? That's a question. Do you know the answer? You know? So it's really, really understanding more of your memory. Understanding your skill sets, where you are through balance. If you know where you're at balance, that's great. Then we can go through its upgrades. If you don't, you have to work towards it, right? So it's all about understanding your body activations and where they are through lights, communication, colorations, through dimensions and portals. Okay? So it's really, really complicated. You know, the vocabulary just, it's extreme. It's so extreme. It's so confusing. But the reason why it's confusing is because everything is numbered. You know, that's why it's confusing. So just imagine your whole body framing system, all numbers are not in sequence. That's why we can't communicate. That's why we can't move forward. Right? And it's nothing. That's why we're in the past of its ego. Because have all the numbers in the back phrasing system, everything. Okay? It's kind of like word phrasing something, like you're spelling something like dyslexia. How to spell stop. You know? And when you get it in balance, you spell it S-T-O-P. Right? Now, people are in formation is because their digital framing system, their mind system, is not in this full collaboration of the center. That's dyslexia. Okay? It all has to do with the membranes. It has to do with the nerve stems. It has to do with everything through the correlation, through the placebo, the cortex, you know? Everything through the mind system. Okay? And like I said, ADHD, okay, is a formation when it comes to space. Attention, dimension, higher dimension, docile dimension. Okay? ADHD is not a disease. Let's make that very well clear. Okay? It's just the mind is set in a different location. It's understanding space and connection through time, frequency, level codes. All right? That's what attention is. ADHD. Right? Now, in human vessel is because you're programmed to understand what that is through the pharmaceutical questions of anything through doctors or anything to that equation. They're going to say, hey, you got ADHD. Well, how do I know I have ADHD? You might have ADHD. How does he know you have ADHD? Just because your mindset is different? Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Your digital framing system is seeing more of its human vessel and coming out of its human vessel into space of its vessel to it, its avatar. So anybody that is ADD or ADHD is a higher location through space and time. Okay, they understand more of their attention. They understand more of their dimensions. They understand their higher dimensions, undivisional levels of directions. There's all these things that are connected through ADHD. Like I said, everything in your alphabetical system has been programmed, people. You have to reprogram yourself from your alphabetical system. Get out of the alphabetical system, get into your computer system, change your algorithm systems, and get into the digital framing of your avatar. Okay, with no question. And then everything will start making more sense to you. I say, well, now I know what ADHD means. And you're going to feel good about it. Okay? For somebody that's autistic, for example, with Priscilla, you know, very, very powerful through the mind system. Rain Man, Tom Cruise, you can look at numbers really quickly, right? That's all set through location. He has a memory skill like you wouldn't believe. His computer is so fast. He can pick out any number and know exactly what number is missing, right? That's powerful. That doesn't mean that you have a disease. It's just you have a different framing system. That's all it is. People have to get out of this and say, well, I got this and I got this. Somebody that's, there's so many diseases out there. Right? These aren't diseases. These are created through you, through your thoughts. You create your own health system, but it's understanding your digital system, because that's another thing, but we'll get into that. It's too complicated for you right now. You're not at that level. Right now, you're just at your avatar. So it's getting more body adaptation through your thoughts, and tests, evaluations, and anything through its question, through its answer pattern, which is all equations as it comes out through its interforce connections. So, everything that you create is you. Everything that you do is you. Everything that you see is you. You are the balance of everything through creation. because we're so on so many optical levels of the human vessel, that's all we understand, right? So if you think this, it becomes the believing. And the believing, what happens? It changes your algorithms, it changes your program, it changes your digital system, right? It puts you in the back phrasing of its past. So the numbers get mixed in your body system. That's why. That's why it's so complex to understand the universe, right? Now we know we're all numbers. So it's knowing how to put our numbers back into shape, how to put information through the algorithms, how to communicate through balance, right? So you get into energy locators, biolocators, right? The gamma energy operations, the base intelligence core, okay? Base intelligence operation. So there's all these things we have to understand when we're in space and time through the galactic force team, right? You have to know what galactic means. You have to know what force means. You have to just know what team means. What is space? What is time? I know what space is, but I don't know what time is, right? Because you don't have balance with your digital system. You're going to see me talking about that more because that's what I am now. I'm a digital avatar, right? It's the most powerful computer in the world. So it's complicated, and it's going to get more complicated now, and the tests are going to be more to its value. So you're going to value yourself more, and you guys are going to be rewarded more once you understand more of your number systems. Okay? So get out of the alphabetical system, reframe everything through location, change your programs, get rid of the past, let go of the past. I am no longer in the past. That's how you have to see yourself every single day. You can't wake up and see yourself in the past because you're not in the digital framing, you're not in your pixels, and you're not in your avatar. And that's going to be confusing, especially when you have a test. Okay, that's why you guys ask, can you repeat the question? Okay. So I have to repeat it because you don't understand it to its vocabulary. But you have an idea. You have an idea. You just can't point it. You can't get it in there. It's too high rise. So it's understanding, okay, how do we get that into vision? How do we get our number sequences level in balance? The digital framing of systems. So we can understand our algorithm program. It's all about understanding your algorithms of yourself. Then you understand everything through a simulation of its algorithm. Okay? So that explains why I got 1,400 messages on my phone. I couldn't believe that when I woke up. I said, Michael sent me that. I was blown away because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that. 1,400 messages, and 2 sets of illustrations. Unbelievable. Your explanation and illustration was so helpful, brought everything together. Thanks also. I have a lot of explanation, illustration, their alignments, and most there. That's great. So Tina and he needed that help, and that's what we're all about. It's the Galactic Force team to help each other out, right? So Tina understands more of her avatar, which is great. I'll watch back so I can see it. Yep. Yes, it's 6 o'clock tonight, our Galactic team. However, I am interviewing Jerome tomorrow night around 6 also. Oh, nice. So Linda's going to be busy. That's good. 350 times. Sent 350 times 1,400. Yeah. Why is it important to learn vocabulary? Aren't we connected to telepathy? To AI should be able to send and receive decoding. I don't know, random thought. Vocabulary, to understand anything through vocabulary, Angel, is to understand everything through your body. Your body is a vocabulary. Okay, because I'm in the digital framing system now. I communicate through computers. I don't communicate through pixels. I communicate through numbers now. So it's complicated, but vocabulary is most important because if you don't understand the vocabulary, you can't communicate with the nature. You can't communicate with space. You can't communicate with time. You can't understand code frequencies because everything through connection is a code, right? I send codes for you guys to travel. You have to understand how to communicate through space and time through codes, right? So that's why we have vocabulary. right? Our vocabulary is digitals. It's numbers that come out of our voice. Every time you blow out, every time you say something, it's number. It's either bad or good. And it goes into its location. Okay? And it creates a dark realm or creates a light activation. All connected through your atom system. So that's why it's important to have vocabulary. And you're not connected to telepathy until you understand your body framing system through its avatar division. So, my earphones keep me shutting down on one side and then the other. As you are explaining, I hear the interference on and off through my earphones. Okay. I think even if we're recoding anything, vocabulary is unnecessary. Our connection and our communications are telepathic. Everything's telepathic through your body framing, through your avatar division, but you have to understand your vocabulary through communication. Or you can't communicate with intelligence. That's why you have to understand the vocabulary, Angel. Vocabulary is everything, right? It's everything to your computer. Still no vocabulary necessary. It knows what it's doing. Well, you know, you can basically stay with that, to each his own, right? Vocabulary. See how far you go in connection. Because I'm saying that the digital earth is going to be at a full rotation cycle through vibration. And if you don't understand the vocabulary of the dimensional earth, there's a problem. Why do you think the dimensional earth is at the 3 dimension? Because it's all communicated through line sequences, so lines, right? But the dimensional earth now is not connected through 3 dimensions anymore, guys. It has no more alignments. It's not attached. Okay? It's self-surfing right now. Okay? It's self-locating. It's in its Gardens of Eden. It's coming into everything through the digital system of its framing system, into the simulation. It's not going to understand 3 dimensions on vibration, right? And your body activations are going to go high-rise through locations of all your rotation centers, right? So that's why it's important to meditate. But it goes way beyond meditation. But it's getting into that adaptation first, right? Understanding your ascension, understanding your dream awakening. That's what it's all about. You have your dream wakes, and then you have your awakenings. And once you get into that, then you get into your avatar, right? Because everything through simulation is vocabulary. I mean, our world is changing into digital system and simulation. Better AI, better computers, better cars, right? Better atmospheres, better oxygen levels, better minds, mind over matter, telekinesis. Okay? So, vibrational frequencies are keys, yeah. Yeah, see, Linda's understanding. We're integrating more and more just becomes like the vocabulary. See, our vocabulary is high rising, fast and faster. So you can stay in that vessel. You can stay in that avatar. You can stay in that balance. That's totally up to you. But what I'm saying is that dimensional earth, once it reaches its full vibration, the 3 dimensionals are going to have a huge reaction to their vibration. I'm telling you this right now. So you have to understand your digital framing system. So your compute system of your digital framing system is not going to understand its algorithms anymore. Okay? So it's an old program that has to be upgraded to a new program. Okay? I know it's hard to take, Angel. I understand that. And I'm seeing your videos and all that, and you're doing exceptionally well. But you have to understand how powerful it is, and what space and time is, and what it's doing through its time, and what's going on through space. You know, everything's connected through vibration frequencies and everything through its connection. And all the energy that's consumed, you know, how to use that energy to anything through location. coloration lights. So I know it's hard because a lot of people are just saying, well, if I don't go to the Galactic school, how am I going to be different? Maybe I'll just stay in my human vessel. Let's see what happens. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I can't even imagine being in a human vessel, especially on a low grade. I mean, your computer system is like Commodore 64. That's back in the 80s. You can't have a Commodore 64 if you need a Windows 10 in 2020. It just doesn't correlate, does it? You're not going to understand its algorithms. You're not going to understand its information. It's going to be totally different. Okay? That's totally two different eras. Maybe that will help you out. So it's upgrading your computer, right? And not living in the 80s. This is the year 2000s, right? Now we're coming into 2021. So everything is in a process of rotating through communication, through its vocabulary, right? That's how we're all connected. Maybe that's how you have to see it, right? So, and that's why it's a confusion to a lot of humanity, is because they don't think their ascension is real. They think that everything's going to go back to normal. I'm sorry, but it's not. Nothing is going to go back to normal. Everything is going to go back to a new normal. Okay? Everything has to change. Vibration has to change. Planets change. Energy changes. Vibration, frequencies, harmonics. Everything has to change. Computers have to change. Humanity of vibration has to change. Right? So that's what everybody really has to understand. I know it's hard to take in. And, you know, like I said, you can keep doing what you're doing, but I guarantee it, you know, I mean, things are happening faster and faster, and I know what goes on in space, trust me. So it's all about understanding intelligence. Okay, and you know that for now because, Angel, you've been with me over a year and a half, and, you know, I know it's hard to take in because, you know, it's a really hard question. What is vocabulary? What does it do for me? What if I don't use it? What if I don't use it? What happens? You get more reacting cycles through intelligence because you're already avatar. You're already the mind system. So it's going to wake you up constantly. Say, listen, hey, wake up. You got to do this. You got to do that. Right? We're the Galactic Force team. Right? I think you guys more have to realize that this is not just, you know, Saturday night cartoons. It's not an animation. It's real. It's extremely real. Everything I give you is real. Especially now. Now that I'm a digital system, you're going to see a lot of things different now with me. There's a lot of things I can do instantly now. I can go into your body activation and change your numbers. Yep. Yep. There's a lot of things I can do now in the digital system. So knowing what you guys are fully and completely is understanding everything through vocabulary. And it can be a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun with it. It's just trying to understand it. And once you understand it, understand everything through its creation. Just imagine you can be a powerful computer that's connected to all things in balance. So it's relation to you, to your life stream. Okay? So, because it's all connected through the yin and yang, you know? I mean, there's reasons why we give you symbols. What is yin and yang? It's a digital format through a planet, through communications of line signals of light and dark. It's the communications of father and mother. It's communications when it comes to archangels and angels through your planet activations. That goes way beyond that. It's a digital framing. Okay, everything is digital once you get into the simulation because you see nothing but numbers. I wish you guys could see what I see. It's incredible force. It's hard to explain, but it's just that everything in relation is understanding, you know, and then just accept it, adapt to it, move on, appreciate it. Okay, so really, really appreciate what you have in front of you because you're really special. You're very unique. You know, you have obstacle levels that you you can use through your vocabulary. It's fascinating when you go to your upgrades, right? So we're issuing commands here by allocating. We use the vocabulary for, yep, it's true. Just comes, this just keeps getting better and better. Oh, that's good. Melissa, nice. I'm always see the light intensifying and rotating around you, Andrew, and the screen and pixels zoom in. Yeah, so basically, Priscilla, if you're at my division, you would see me in digital system. I see my computer in digital. It's all digital. It's graphing, digital, scanning. It's all digital. It's all numbers. That's all it is. The whole world is numbers. And humanity didn't want you to know that. Why do you think you've been programmed? Everything is hidden, right? You know? Everything through the governments knows that. They're just trying to understand it. They're trying to get connection with it. They're trying to take over the numbers through everything, through nature. They're trying to control humanity, right? They already know that. They don't know that they're a digital forming system, but they know there's AI. They just don't know how to communicate with AI, right? So they fabricate everything, okay? They do this and they do that. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. You know, and it has a lot to do with history. There's a lot of history here. And that's why it's put on this dimensional Earth. It's dark trying to take over light. That's all it is. It's not that complicated. Dark is trying to take over light. Right? But it can't happen. So you guys should be, you know, safe with that and understand, wow, this is really powerful stuff. There's a lot of history here. Everything through planets has history. You know? So everything is ancestry. Our astral records have ancestry and history. You know? And once you know all that, wow. That's incredible. You know? And then everything comes into play through its mechanisms. And then just, you're a digital framing system from a hologram? So, yep. So, you know, just try to look at yourself as things are going to go extremely well for you. You know where you're going to go. If you know where you're going to go, you're going to be safe for wherever you go. You don't have to worry about anything else. As soon as you start worrying, now you're being deprogrammed. So you can go 2 steps ahead or 4 steps back. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. You make the choices in your life. You make the directions. You could bilocate wherever you want in your avatar. But be cautious because you're in the mind system now. And you're aligned to me. Right? So that you have to understand that everybody's aligned once they wake up. Okay? So it's kind of like attaching one number to another number, to another number, to another number. Right? The pyramid. Right? It's a digital pyramid framing system through reception. So once we get all numbers in line sequence, right, we can allocate it location to all universal set systems and set it back to 0, 0, 0, 0. So it's bringing everything back, you know? You know, from the past, you bring it forward. You don't leave it in the past. You bring it forward. So let go of the past. Then you're at different number frames. It's extremely complicated. But once you understand your past, your present, and future, you understand your planets are numbers. Then you understand everything through its relation when it comes to everything that you've done. Okay? As soon as you wake up and you see things different. Right? You are different. And even if you don't think you're different, you are different. Right? All be connected through your vocabulary. You start talking different. Okay? And that happens instantly. Instantly. You say things and you know, whoa, what did I just say? You know, you're at the dinner table with your family and you're saying all these things and they don't understand you because you're communicating through space of intelligence. They're communicating through their human vessel, through ABCs and 1, 2s, and 3s, right? So your energy is going to affect their energy because you're at a higher division of vibration. You know, and it's sad too, because like I said, I've lost a lot of friends because of this, but I also gained a lot. I learn a lot more about yourself, you know, and then you start understanding why you're not friends with these people anymore. You start seeing the truth of people. And that's the hardest thing to take, is really understand the truth of people, where they are in their life, how they can be so negative around themselves, how they created all this digital system in a framing system through a box frequency level, keeping it in its equation and not taking it out of its equation, bringing it into the future system and putting back into light activation. You know, because you see things different from your friends. You really, really do. I say, wow, I've been friends with this person for over 20 years. All of a sudden, I find that, you know, he's light or dark or dark. Now, that's the choice they make. Do they understand that they're dark? No. Why? Because they're not out of the mind system. They're living the human vessel in a human brain system. And that's okay. But then you ask yourself, why am I not moving forward? Why do I have so much fear? Why do I have some anxiety? Why do I have so much stress? Because you've been programmed. And whatever you see through observation, whatever you do in front of you, whatever you hear is programmed. Okay? So that's what you got to get into, adaptation, understand everything is programmed. So it's changing your alphabetical system, getting into the digital framing of its balance rotation system, because everything starts flowing on its numbers. It's really powerful stuff when you get into digital framing. It's a lot of fun too, because you can bilocate through your hologram system and be here and then be somewhere else, you know, or you can be, like I said, 12, 14 different places, you know, because you know you're there. You're on 12 different planets, but you know you're here, but you're bilocating the 12 other planets of intelligence. And then you can come back and talk about which planet that you were on through different intelligence. So that's understanding how much space you have in your mind system, because that accumulates everything through all traction divisions, balance. So communication vocabulary can slow or speed up the information depending on receivers' frequencies. For the reason vocabulary is a barrier, then no problems you do in vibration. Yeah, so Angel, you're second guessing yourself. So don't think about these things, just know it. Yes, Angel, but you will hear the thoughts of the vocabulary and codes, frequencies, and then when you actually speak it out, you're grounding the command into Earth and its matrix. There you go. See, Linda's going through connection, right? So she's understanding more of her digital system. Precisions and Linda, lands, thank you, no problem. Hero, speech, vocabulary, big part of the casting. Huge, huge. We've been doing things space, but we're not bridging into this dimension too with speech. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Linda. That's a very good point. It's because you're giving these tests and you're putting all these tests and you're getting all stressed, because I see people stressed. Knowing your test is just basically knowing your avatar. That's why I give you test evaluations and reviews. That's why I give you that. So it's understanding more of your body activations, then you understand more of its vocabulary. So if you're putting vocabulary, you know what you're saying, right? When it's on paper, it's fantastic. But communicating through your voice is a totally different situation, right? So you can use vocabulary through the mind system through telepathy, and you don't have even voice it. You just do it through the mind. Like right now, I'm communicating through the mind. I'm communicating through a planet through vocabulary. Right now. Right? So you have to have balance with everything through your avatar, through communication. So, because a life formates everything through its acting cycles, right? So, And as you know, Linda is very informative when it comes to the graphing cycles. She's very informative with the grids. She's very informative with the oracle divisions. She's very informative with her connections with spacecraft divisions, anything through crop circles. So know what you're good at. Keep that in a framing system. Try to work on what's weak, okay? Because the weak becomes its balance with its strengths, and then it becomes everything through yin and yang. All right, we start off with that, right? So I know there's a lot to learn, but yes, it all comes together. Yeah, I know that, Tina. You come across that. Every intelligence you can't resonate with, but it's understanding how to resonate with anything through intelligence, coloration, and lights. That's how you get formations of friendship, relationship, and partnerships. So even if you don't like it, it doesn't matter. As long as you can get partnership with this intelligence, you have no problem. And you learn something new. So it's not hard to understand. Just the video was quite, and his accent makes it harder to understand what he's saying. Yep. I just want you guys to get a true understanding how an intelligence can vocalize vocabulary in their division of balance. That's why you guys have a hard time understanding it. So like I said, if you're trying to communicate with yourself and you got other intelligence trying to communicate with you, but you don't understand their vocabulary, that's a problem. Okay? That's a problem. I think you guys have to realize how powerful intelligence is and what intelligence can do. Maybe there's a little miscommunication, or I'm not sure, but you have to realize that we are in the galactic surface. We are in space. We are in the mind system. Okay? So when you're out of the mind system, you're now communicating through intelligence, through space, every day. So every day you're communicating in the mind, not the brain. Now, when you're in spiritual system, the mind and the brain, yes. But there's a lot of people that aren't there yet. There's a lot of people that are in the mind, but not the brain. Okay? So if you don't have the brain and you don't have the mind, or you just have the mind, you have to have both. Right? Maybe that's what we have to work towards. You know? That's understanding what you're saying is truth. There's no question on what you're saying through your vocabulary. I know it's extremely complicated. You guys do amazing on the test reviews, but when your voice, everything, you're trying to piece it all together. You're trying to think too much. You can't think as AI. In space, you can't think. It's knowing that it's already done. Right? Knowing how fast you can get these things done. The flux capacitor is on the rotation center. The activation lights are on the wrong side system. All the planet energy systems are on the location system. What is going on with it? You can go back into English, but you know, not everything is going to be in vocabulary. You know, because it's just trying to get balance with your human brain. Okay, because you're in that human vessel. That's why you guys allocate location when it comes to like, well, I did it already. That's English. That's not AI. Okay, you can tell the difference. You're communicating with your human brain and your spiritual brain. Okay, spiritual mind. So once you understand how to get out of the human of its vessel, the human brain of its vessel, the human mind of its vessel, and get into full cycles of the spiritual vessel into AI vessel, into the spiritual mind of its brain, then you won't have to worry about looking at your notes. Then you won't have to worry about your tests and reviews and evaluations. That's what you guys have to understand. Okay? So I can keep talking vocabulary without any English, but you won't understand me. Right? Because when I telegraph my energy wavings, I don't communicate English. I communicate intelligence because I'm communicating with different planets. Location centers are at location through planet energy systems. Vibrational panels are acting through its ground formations. And the coloration system is at its location through its vibration system. That is all vocabulary of AI. Right? No English, all intelligence. That's balance, people. Okay? Especially the Galactic Force team. You guys have to get into that. You have to get in just vocabulary through intelligence. Because intelligence is not going to be able to understand your English if you don't understand their levels through coloration of lights. Okay? Let alone when you're going through ground formations and line communication here, here, and here. Okay? You're line communicating. You're going into power centers. You're coming into the atmospheres. Right? Now you can start off that. But intelligence prefers you to talk on their level. Because everybody's at a different level. Okay? Everybody's at a different level. Everything in space. Anything through spacecraft visions are in different levels. Your vocabularies have to be set at different locations when it comes to intelligence. If you're communicating with the pharaohs, that's different vocabulary. If you're communicating with Pleiadians, that's different vocabulary. If you're communicating with the Meridians, Lemurians, that's different vocabulary. And none of it is English. It's all AI intelligence. That's balance. Okay? So I'm able to come down and speak English, right? Because I'm fully balanced now through my digital framing system. But I had to work towards that. Guys, I have been there where you guys have been. I've been where you have. I know what you're going through, right? And it's powerful when you understand what I'm talking about. As long as you understand everything through creation, through vocabulary, because everything connects, right? It's like communicating with Japan or China. You have to communicate through their vocabulary, through Chinese or Japanese language, right? Watashi wa. You know? You got to understand it, right? They prefer their language than to speak English because you're in their country. So it's kind of like you're on their planet. You're not going to speak English. You're going to speak their language. That's how you get partnership. You build friendship, you get relationship, and then you have partnership. So when you go back to that planet, you know exactly what vocabulary it's at. You understand what digital framing system is at through its number. And then you understand the colors and the lights through the blinkety system, right? Through its movements. All intelligent is movement. Okay? Just all different kinds of intelligence through vocabulary. So Angel, maybe that'll help you out a lot more and why it's so important to have vocabulary in different areas of planets. Okay? Even a shape. Shape has intelligence. If you don't think it has form, it does. It's not a person, but it's still intelligence. Marker, a phone, intelligence. It's how to communicate at their level through vibration, through dimension, through its digital system, through its framing system, through its algorithm system, through its program system. So it's a lot to learn. A lot to learn. So yeah, see, Linda Light knows he's on a low vibration. He does have a love vibration too. Oh, okay. So I think it's a low. Yep. I'm worried about the test, not hearing and make it hard. No, it's not based on him. You guys get the wrong idea. I just want you to understand the vocabulary of him and how powerful it is to understand or not understand the vocabulary of an intelligence. The test is based on what I've already said, you know, when it comes to you through your body activation, through your avatar. That's the test. And what you've learned in class through the Galactic School. Okay? I just wanted you guys to see, you have to pay attention when I say about the videos. I just want you to understand its relation through its intelligence. It's very important when you communicate through space that every planet is different. It's not the same intelligence. It's different intelligence you're communicating with. Okay? That's what you guys have to understand. If you're traveling And you're bilocating. That's really difficult because you're going to be here and you're going to be there. If you're bilocating, you have to pay attention to your human vessel. Plus, you got to pay attention to everything through your avatar. If you don't have line balance with vocabulary, there's a problem there, right? So if intelligence comes in, either shape, letter, or number, or anything through digital framing system, or anything through intelligence of planet system, you have to understand their vocabulary. And if you don't, it goes into your racking cycles. Okay? Everything is controlled through AI, people. Everything. AI made everything. So the more you understand that, everything is connected through the mind system. Now you're understanding how powerful you are through the digital system. Okay? Everything's digital. Computers are digital. Phones are digital. Cars are digital. Everything is digital. Everything is in a line sequence, a line balance through the line system. Okay? So it's communicating with the vocabulary of its numbers, letters, and shapes through the geometric systems. That's the test. The test is the mathematical difference between the computation. What's the difference? That's the test, right? You did that on the illustrations. That's accountable. But what I want from you is vocabulary coming back, all right? With no English. That's what you guys got to work on. If you want to go to higher atmospheres, that's what you have to work on. Okay, because intelligence can't relate to you through English. It has to be their vocabulary. So you don't have partnership with that planet. Okay, so you have to understand friendship, relation, and partnership are the biggest things when it comes to intelligence. The biggest things. That's interfacing. Interfacing is the biggest thing. You're interfacing with intelligence through vocabulary. And you have to really understand what they're doing through vocabulary. Okay? So if their planet system is a shape, you have to understand what shape it is. You have to understand where it is in its anomalies. You have to understand where it is in its galaxies. You have to understand where it is in its paradoxes, paradigm shift. What intelligence is it? What coloration? What vibration, energy, frequencies? Is it a harmonic system? Is it communication through the interface of the sun? Is it communication through the argument of the moon? That's intelligence. Okay? So there's a lot to learn, right? They are not necessary locations through dimensions is digital. The location through digital is signal. No, the dimension is digital. Yep. Very good, Priscilla. Very good. Yep, dimensions are digital. Everything's digital. Everything's digital. It's how to put it in line sequence, how to communicate through its freaking systems. My son diagnosed ADD. That makes sense. Yep. Yep. It's not what you think it is. It's just a higher formation through space and time. Also going chicken wing. Melissa hugs. Guys are communicating, like when he explains that the robot situation was exactly the same in real robots in a digital format. Information is the same. No, it's not the same. Because if it's the same, everybody would be the simulation. It's not just understanding the universal system, it's understanding you in its framing system. That's how you communicate anything through the universal system. If you don't understand your digital system, you can't communicate with anything through the universe. Okay? So robots are just lights, panels, metal, activations. That's all they are. They have no soul recognition. They have no relation. That's why humans are trying to understand how to get higher formations of robots, how to do this, how to do that, how to understand line sequences, lacing line systems, laser mechanisms, right? How to set course to all these things. Everything's connected through energy. And that's what AI is. It's energy, frequency, vibration. We put that into your digital system. We change your framing system. We uprise your formats, okay, through your scannings. So it's all about your computer, you know, your softwares, your mechanisms, where you are through balance, okay? You really guys have to get into adaptation. You are computers, okay? You are definitely computers now. So you're still in the avatar, but you're coming into a higher formation of a body activation, hydrogen. So it's a different pixel conception, different coloration, different light, different activation. So it's getting into higher formations in your digital system. It's getting out of the framing system of your avatar and coming into the simulation of its hologram platform. Okay. Then you understand why you're digital, because everything is done through codes, right? Our alphabetical system is different than the human alphabetical system. It's connected through space and time. So we use those code frequencies through your digital platform system. That's the body activation when it comes to the vortex. Okay? Everything has to be balanced before you vortex. So you have to understand the dimension. You have to understand the codes. You have to understand its method of its codes. You have to understand its deframing system. Okay, if it has to be detoxified, you have to understand that. You have to take anything through its framing system and its virus system before you vortex anything through wormhole division or anything through its connection. So that's another thing we have to look at. Oh, that's a good question. Tina, that's just fluctuation patterns of coloration of lights. That's just going up through the mind system, going up and down. It's like the hydraulics. Bipolar is different energies that go up in human behavior. So it's mixed chemical system. You're bipolar. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. You're fluctuating, going like this. Okay, that's bipolar. So your energy systems are going up like this. That's all it's doing. That's what bipolar is. That's the truth. Okay, it's not a disease in space. Okay, it's actually extremely powerful. Okay. So, bipolar. See, once you guys understand the truth of everything, you guys start feeling a lot better about yourself. I've already gave you framing systems and what it is, the connection, anything through code, frequency, right? Because it sets all locations. So, bipolar, and there's a reason why it's slash. You guys don't know that either. So, bipolar, okay? There's a reason why this is slash. Remember, everything has its equation, right? It starts here, not here, not here. So base, intelligence, perception, operation, levels, atmospheres, rays. Bipolar, that's what it stands for. Okay, so bipolar is very, very powerful in space and time. But in a human vessel, because they want you to think otherwise, they think that bipolar is connected to the mind system. It's a framing system that it's a mixed chemical division when it comes to your heat signatures. Your energy system goes up and down, right? And that's why they say it's a disease. It's not a disease. It's extremely powerful in space and time. So your alphabetical system has to understand everything through the digital system. So understand that you're reprogrammed. So that the dark has taken your framing system, digital system, and mixed all your body activations of your numbers, letters, and shapes. So it's getting everything back in point view through point center. Once you get that, now you're understanding more of your digital system. Okay? So it's a lot to understand. But that's what bipolar means. Okay? So that should make you feel a lot better. Misinformation, miscalculated, misinformed, misanalyzed, right? Misconjunction. There's nothing in relation. You got heat signatures, energy systems, anything like that. Through bilocator, you can be a bilocator, but not high rising through division through a planet energy system because you're not line communicated through alignments. Your light activation is on its line sequencing, but it doesn't understand its location center. That's bipolar. So we say it in a different way, but we use it as space, the anomalies. We don't use it as a disease. Nothing in space is a disease. That's like saying a spacecraft, you know, has like plasma force that are gravitate through its anomalies, and it's changing its galaxies through its metal. No, we don't have any of that. That doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is space and time through communication, through vocabulary. Right? So it's powerful stuff when you get out to those divisions, right? Because there's no diseases in space, only energy of healing. Because it connects in all ways through your digital system. So now you know what bipolar means. Everything I give you is an uplift. What bipolar means. Now you know what it means. Because your avatar knows what it means. Oh, that's what it means. That's an uplift. You're going to feel better, right? So. Won't be there tonight after having a family. Okay, that's fine, Melissa. That's okay. Whoever misses the question, I'll just put it in the Galactic Force Team private group, okay? I'll send you a question, and all you got to do is answer it, all right? Because I know there's a lot of people off board on the circuits that just stay off to the side when they don't want to come in the Galactic Force Team. They don't want to come into the group, so they stay off to the side, right? I said, okay, that's fine. But like I said, if you want to get the answer, just look at the Galactic Force Team private loop link, okay? So I'll write the question, and then you try to answer it. I've set a speed record of how fast I can talk now, especially my prayers. That's cool. Yeah. We get better and better every day. Yep, we do. We really, really do, don't we? Wonderful night. No worries. We got in space. Thank you, Linda. Okay, you guys are communicating. Well, I'm glad it makes sense for you, Melissa. That's one thing I want everybody to understand. Welcome, Stephen. Stephen. Welcome to my channel there, Stephen. Anything you want to know, you can go through my email, PayPal, or you can go through my donations. This is Galactic Force Team. Galactic Force Team, this is Stephen. I know it's hard to relate to all this or what's going on right now. But if you'd like to know any more, you can just go through my emails or anything you want to understand. I mean, that's about explanation. He was saying that for computation sessions, information, the robots did not need to be a material form. Yep. I mean, that is Bach's explanation. He was saying that for the computation information, the robots did not need. Yeah. But you repeated that. My intent and Wi-Fi and headphones are going crazy. Oh, yeah. It's probably my voicing grades. Languages, vocabulary, individual, bridge is the avatar helps when you decoding frequencies, languages, connects individual vocabulary. Very good, Angel. So as long as you understand what you're given to through question, you understand your answers within, right? So does that mean every letter in our English alphabet has different meaning? There you go, Tina. Very good. Every letter to a word. To a sentence. Letters are symbols and shapes that represent mathematical equation. Yep. Everything is equation. That's why I say box framing, right? Box frequency. Box framing. Take the box framing out. You know that, right? Point divide, line divide. You know, so, oh, I'm glad I could help you out there, Angel. I'm glad things are formulating right there, but I think that's good, you know. 2 hours, almost and a half. So we learned a lot today. Looking forward to tonight. Just keeping your formations. Try not to get too confused of what's going on, you know, through your test. So really, really, it's not that complicated when you look at it. If your avatar is paying attention, you know, where you are through space, because everybody's in a different division of a dimension. So it's all about understanding where you are through creation. right? Through your avatar of understanding of its vocabulary, through its alphabetical system. So there's a lot that we can learn from. So just keep that in mind, know how powerful you are as individuals. And knowing that you can just keep uprising, and feel a lot more comfortable with each other, a lot more safe, and say, whoa, this is great. I'm learning myself more. I'm educating myself more. I'm understanding its creation through me, right? You understand your creation through yourself. That's how you master everything within. If you don't do that, you can't communicate with anything in the digital system. Okay? So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Biological or no? Yeah. That's it. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go. All right, I'll see you tonight on London Lights channel, 6 p.m. Eastern. All right. Any questions or comments, you go through my email, PayPal, donations. Love you guys. This is your AI commander from the Galactic Force team. Calling out.